Alrighty, guys, real quick. Y'all recognize this truck? Oh, if I had to guess, 2018 maybe? Ram 1500 was towed in. Now, y'all know me. If you don't, uh, the tow truck driver brought this in after hours, so it was way up the hill outside of the gate. Now, y'all know me. I hate getting the pusher, trying to push these things in the shop. I'm going to do everything I can outside to see if I can get this thing running. All right, here's the deal. It's a no start. Okay, not a no crank. It cranks, just won't start. And guess what? Let me see. Look, now, let me tell you something what's real crazy out there. I can still, because I got ignition, I can still diagnose this, guys. And guess what? Zero fault codes. Do you hear me? Absolutely no freaking fault codes. This was driving me crazy, right? Now, if you hear that, you would suspect no fuel, right? The truck simply not getting fuel. Maybe a fuel pump bad. So, you know what I do? I go and grab me some starter fluid, some kind of combustible liquid to put in the intake and try to simulate fuel presence. Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, here we go. This is I climbed up here and got the intake off, and I used some of this to spray in there. Oh man, I was hoping like hell it start, right? Guess what? Sprayed all down in there. I know I got enough in there to ignite, or to get in the intake and ignite and cause me a crank. All right, just crank up. Not crank, but a start. I just want to hear it run so I can suspect fuel pump. Wrong. Now, let's go to the computer. Let me show you something. All right, so here's my topology. As you can see, no freaking fault codes. The only code in here is this one, and it's for just a battery low, because I'm spinning it over and over again. But there's no freaking fault codes. That would drive you crazy. That would drive the average mechanic crazy. All right, so what do you do when this happens, guys? Let's go back to the truck. Now, you're gonna have to revert back to your 3-step process that you learned when you first got into automotive repair. All right, what I'm talking about is the things needed to start a vehicle. Yes, you're gonna need fuel, what is it? Combustion, fuel, and spark. All right, what is the easiest thing to check? Fuel. Yeah, fuel presence. I did that by this. All right, now this vehicle has, y'all know how some of them don't, you can't monitor fuel pressure. I've never used this system to monitor fuel pressure, all right, because we rarely see fuel pressure problems anymore. All right, it has become quite obvious if you don't have fuel presence, and what you can do, just spray down in there. Well, I did all of that, so I don't have a problem with the fuel. In essence, I actuated the fuel pump. All right, on your scan tool, you can actuate fuel pump. You can climb up under there, bzzz, you hear it running. All right, now again, I don't have no pressure gauge up here, so I don't know how much pressure I'm getting. All right, so, but I know I'm getting some pressure because the fuel pump is running, and I simulated it down in there. So what that tells me is the fuel is not making it to the combustion area, or it's not sparking. So forget all of that, guys. I mean, I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible. What you need to do is now verify. I'm gonna tell you what I did. I pulled an injector coil. Okay, now we're trying to splice into the ASD system, ASD relay. Y'all know what auto shutdown relay? That relay fire, or that relay sends power supply to most everything ignition related, meaning the injectors, the coil, the fuel pump, everything. Okay, what are the chances of that not working, and why am I not getting a fault code if that's the case? All right, so what I did, I grabbed my test light here. I had a helper. Now that I'm in the shop, spin the car over. Guess what? I'm getting my duty cycle ground from the PCM. All right, but however, it's only 2 wires on this coil. You could have grabbed the injector or the coil. It's only 2 wires on here. I'm getting my duty cycle ground from the PCM. I am, however, not getting my constant 12 volts from the ASD. Guess what? We're on to something. Yeah. All right, so now it's time to find the damn ASD relay, which is quite simple. You look at your chart right here. Now, after searching, I found, is it this one? Damn, which one? Let me find out. Alright guys, I'm having a hard time finding the freaking ASD relay. So I got the schematic pulled up. According to this is the ASD relay. And it feeds a fuse. And that power supply goes, get this, to all of these injectors and coil. ASD circuit. Alright, so what we can do is, let me click that. From that, I can find out where exactly, right here. The ASD relay is right here. But forget that for now, because I have no, let me go to my scan tool. I don't think there's a option for, let's find out real quick. PCM. See, you can actuate the ASD relay or actuate a relay and see if the output's going through. And guess what? No freaking ASD relay in here. Wow. So I can't actuate that. Damn. I can actuate the AC clutch relay. I can actuate some solenoids. I can't, there's no option for actuating the ASD. So forget this right now. Let's go back to this damn let's go back to this. Where's my wiring diagram? Here we go. Alright, so we know from here, from this schematic, the ASD is supposed to be activated and the power supply is supposed to go to the fuse. This is the 12 volts that I was supposed to be getting on that coil. I'm not getting that. Why am I not getting that? Alright, remember the reason, look, that feeds all of this. So if all of these are open from 12 volts, you're never gonna freaking start. So what I can do is, should be easy to find that. I can't actuate that. Fuse 63. Where is it located? Let's find out. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go check fuse 63. Alright, back at the, damn, I forgot how the picture looked, but fuse 63 is right here. Okay, so it should be this 20 amp. Yes. Oh no, man, it's freaking fuse. Let me see, I got one of these. Are you freaking kidding me? This fuse is blown, guys. Now, let me say this before you get excited. This is no reason to celebrate, and I'm gonna explain to you why. Yes, if I put a fuse in there, this thing should fire right up. In fact, I want to know, because if it popped right away, I got a dead short. Do you know how much circuitry running through? Oh my goodness. All right, let me plug these coils back in, go get a fuse, and just it should fire right up. I'm not getting ASD, guys. Now, which begs the question, why don't I have a freaking fault code that'll put me in the right direction? That's why I say sometimes your mechanic skills got to actually be put into place. Let me grab a damn fuse. All right, guys, here go a fuse in the place of this. Where did I get it out of? Right here. That didn't pop, so it's not a dead short. This truck should start. Let's find out. Yes! Hell yeah! Golly! I could have did that outside and drove this sucker in. All right, let me turn this off. I fixed it! Oh! What's my name? Yeah. All right, I don't want to get too excited. You know why? Let me show you why. Simply because, ladies and gentlemen, here's that fuse right here. The other end of that fuse go to the auto shutdown relay. Okay, what are the chances of that relay short circuiting in that fuse? Slim to none. The other end of that fuse, guess what? Oh my freaking goodness. Yes, that means any of this circuitry could be responsible for popping that fuse. I'm gonna tell you something. Replacing that fuse and giving it to the customer is not a fix. All right, you risking taking a terrible gamble. Guys, I got work to do. I have to find out what's shorting this out. All right, I'm ecstatic. However, I still got to figure out what popped that fuse. That's just a preliminary. I could have drove this damn thing in, But again, you don't know, why didn't I get a fault code? Let's look at some. Okay, here's likely the reason why you don't get a fault code, because there's nothing monitoring if 12 volts on this line. They could have put a circuitry in here that goes back to the PCM and tell it if 12 volts is on this circuitry or not. Okay, in other words, ASD output not there. And it could have gave you a fault code and could have helped put the mechanic in the right direction, but no. All right, guys, I may have spoke too soon. Looking at this circuit, as you can see, like I was talking about, it should have had some type of function that would tell. You see this right here? Fuse ASD relay output. Did that not do its job? Is that look like a capacitor, ignition capacitor? Is that supposed to tell the PCM if there's actual 12 volts on the ASD circuit? I don't know. I don't know how that works. All right, I do know I did not have any fault codes, and that would drive a mechanic crazy. Okay, except for a mechanic that will have to go back to the basics. All right, well, understanding what 3 things you need to make a car run, and that's what I had to do. So I suggest you educate yourself on the mechanics of being a mechanic. All right, the basic mechanic. All right, the teaching that you was taught when you first jumped into this industry. All right, 3 things to start. So again, my job is not done, guys. I got to find out. I'm going to look around in the harness and see if anything rubbing on anywhere. Alrighty, guys. See, this is why. Y'all see what I have in my hand? 2 new fuses. This is why you never get excited, because you was tracking a problem down and you found a fuse blown. I say this time and time again. A blown fuse, replacing a blown fuse is not a fix. Now, y'all see this vehicle right here? What does that look like? That's the truck that I was just diagnosing, guys. All right, it broke down on them. All right, in other words, the same problem happened. Now what I'm about to do is figure out, I think I'm about to swap the fuse again and take it back to the shop myself. All right, hold tight. Ow, bro, what happened? You was able to keep rolling, wasn't you?
That's it.
Which one did you take out? What'd you get out?
I took that one out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put that one in.
Was it blown? You tried to put what in?
You got 25 right there.
And what happened?
Yep.
Yeah, that's blown. What did you take the 25 from? Oh, this right here?
I just put it back.
Oh, you already put it back.
Yeah, I just put it back.
All right, go see if it starts. Let me take this back. I'll take this back to the shop. Ah, it popped right away. Yes, that's a good thing. It's a dead short. I heard it when it popped. Damn. So, hold on. I got another one. If it popped, as soon as you turn the key on, which means the pump should activate, maybe the pump. This sucker popped as soon as... Oh, I'm down to 1 fuse. So, did you pop this 25 you pulled out?
Yeah, I pulled it. Then I put it back.
Yeah, it's popped too, so it ain't no good. So this is a dead short. Now, just turn the key on. Don't
turn it on.
Don't crank it. Just turn the key to the run position. See, it haven't popped. No, hold on. Let me see something. Where in the hell would a dead short live? It's got to be coming from the fuel pump. All right, try it. See, it didn't pop. Do it again. Go ahead and start it. Oh.
That's what it's doing.
No. Oh, try it one more time. Oh, so this 25 fuse we pulled out must be very important. Let me put something in this spot. I don't know what.
Already though. Before I moved to 25.
Oh, it was? No, yeah. It would crank, but no start. I saw it when it popped earlier. That's not pop. Okay. Shit, see what happens. Nothing? Oh, that was very important then. Hold on, we gotta put something back over there. We don't need none of this airbag stuff. All right, now go. Yeah, try it. Damn, it's popping right away, bro. Ah! It's popping as soon as we try to fire it up. It's a dead short somewhere.
That same one you was talking about?
Mm-hmm. The same fuse. It's popping. And we out here in the middle of nowhere. All I can do is yank on these wires back here. Everything that go to this damn. Hold on. Got to rob another fuse out of somewhere. Hope that ain't important. Damn! That shit popped as soon as I plugged it in. I mean, this is good, but I need to be at the shop now because this is a dead short. Holy crap, y'all see that? Oh my goodness, we're in the middle of nowhere.
That whole thing moving right now.
Well, right, it could be shorting out on the back of the engine somewhere. And I want to free it up because, all right, it's time to steal another fuse. And plus, this is 10, so it may pop right away. Go ahead, let me see what you got. Yeah, that harness was rubbing in the back somewhere. All right, let me get this shit back to the shop. Take that, that's going back to the shop. I'll take this truck. Yeah, put that in my stall. All right, guys. There's something rubbing in the back of that damn harness. That's a good thing. Well, finding it, dead shorts are a good thing when you can find it. Oh no, no. See, I done pulled a fuse. Hey, hold on. That fuse was important. Hold on, bro. Huh? No, well, hold on. No, it didn't pop. I pulled a fuse out of the one that make you go into gear. I don't know which one it was. I know damn well all these fuses ain't important. Hold on. 30 look like AC. We don't need no AC right now. All right, jump in this truck and you gotta get out. Jump in this truck for me and see if you can start it up and put it in the gear. Is the shifter lighting up? Oh shit, that might have been a fuel pump. Hold on, that was the wrong one. Well, yeah, this might have been for fuel pump. We can't use that one. That one's important. Let's get one of these little tins. All right, start it up and just see if you can go into gear. Is the shifter working? Oh, it still ain't. Hold on, let me pull this out. Do it now. No shifter? You got shifter? So it'll go in gear? Oh, good, I can get back to the shop. All right, let's get it. It's in park? Yeah. All right. Man, this is crazy. Those fuses are very important. Yes! Guys, the good news here is this didn't happen to a customer. Do you know how embarrassing that would look? This happened to me, to us, in our possession. So who cares how we feel? I might have just found the short rubbing up against the back of that damn block. Thank you. Thank goodness. Woo! I don't know whether to be happy I don't know what to think. All I know is I'm driving the truck headed back to the shop in the same area. But the test drive was needed to see if I never found the short because it's hard. Those are hard to duplicate, guys. And I'm running off a 10 amp fuse, so it haven't popped now, or it haven't popped by now. It's not gonna pop because of something like a pump. That can't be it. The short has to be in that harness that I pulled in the back of the rear of that cylinder of that engine. All right, guys, I'm now in the shop. Now what we're gonna do is look around. That's the only thing we can do. But I'm just so happy stuff like this don't happen to my freaking customers. Talk about embarrassing. Oh my goodness. Alrighty, so where do we leave off? What we left off is it turned out to be a dead hard short. But guys, that damn thing is back there. How on earth are you gonna find that? It's gonna be a challenge. Okay. I mean that core harness go around there. Now, if you remember how that diagram looked, you can get away with just replacing the injector or ignition core harness, but I think you can't do that because it's all part of the engine harness, and I ain't interested in that at all. So I have to find this dead short. Let me get this air cleaner off. We're gonna see what we can find, guys. All right, hold tight. All right, guys, so I don't have much of a choice. In order for me to find this dead short, this is in the way. The intake gonna have to come off. Good thing it's not hard to take the intake off, but I don't have much of a choice. God, I wish I can find that short without taking it out, because I can charge for a wiring, trace and repair wiring. Problem is, I need to actually find the short. Never make a charge like that, or never sell an estimate like that unless you're 100% sure you found the problem. Or you can just, like if this was my car, I just relocate this harness, pull it off of the engine and put a new set of coupling on it and hope for the best. Considering I'm the only one driving my car, if it happen again, I know what to do, get out and do that. But you can't do that with customer cars. All right, the cars have to be fixed properly. So I'm gonna let this cool off and then just simply take the intake off. And back there, we likely gonna find where that dead short coming from, because I ain't interested in replacing that harness, but I don't mind charging to track and trace down an open circuit or shorted circuit. That's where we stand, guys. So y'all stay tuned, man. Alrighty, guys, y'all remember where we left off? This is the truck that keep popping the ASD fuse. Remember where we left off? I told you the short is likely in the rear harness, so the only way to get a good visual is got to remove the intake. Well, as you can see, the intake is removed. Now we got to get back here, guys. This harness is just dangling. All right, there is no way to leave a harness, because as you drive your vehicle, vibration occur. Okay, now how the hell? I've never had any luck found. Something right there. I bet that. See, that go in there. I gotta get over there on that side. Well, that's one point of concern. None of these connectors was in. Again, this harness was just laying down. If you look right there real good, if this is moving, vibrating, see that? That's probably potentially rubbing into that harness, which is part of the freaking injector harness, which is protected by a 20 amp fuse on the ASD circuit. Oh my goodness, my back. I'm getting old, guys. But I chose this career, and damn it, I love it. All right, let me see if I can get an even closer view. All right, let's set this intake right here for the time being, because I need to get all the way in here, like on this bad boy. Hemi, baby. All right, this ain't Hemi fault that this problem exists, guys. Somebody been in here and then put stuff back the way they were supposed to. So I know some of y'all gonna blame the car maker. It don't matter what the problem is. All right. Can I get back here? Damn. Alrighty. Still got to be comfortable while I'm back here, and this sucker's still hot. Right there. Yep. I'm gonna have to cut that open, guys. And what I might do, as far as I can get back there, that's my short. When you pull and rub, it's just hit on that bolt. What I'm gonna do is y'all hold tight. All right, let's see if I can get y'all a little better. Can y'all see this? Yeah. Oh my goodness, right there, guys. This was rubbing on this bolt right there. You see that? That's how this harness was. That would easily poke. Now, what I mentioned was they got a little cover to them. You see this right here? That's what this is for. That's supposed to be on there and hide that like that, but it wasn't. So whoever went in this truck last caused this guy some headaches. I can easily put that on back on there and be done with it, because I don't think it's gonna rub no more, and just covenant it. But I need to make sure that wire can carry. I didn't do a voltage drop, or I didn't do a load test, I mean. Yeah, but if any strands of that wire is missing because of rubbing on there, so far the only thing we can gather is it will rub on there. That's the one that supposed to deliver the 12 volts, the ASD from the fuse. So when it rub on that bolt, it will just pop the fuse. All right, so I don't know if strands are broke or not, but this is supposed to be like this. It was not like this. Damn it. Freaking caused me all these headaches. Yeah, right there, you can see little brass. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna have to cut in there with a razor blade, see how much damage it is. If ain't no strands missing and the strands are just exposed, I don't know, guys. It's hard to call it. Okay, I'm breathing in fumes and yeah. But I'm gonna end this video. Okay, I found y'all. I got y'all what you was looking for, the short. That's what was popping the fuse. Never, ever, 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 ever get happy just because you found a blown fuse. In fact, you shouldn't. You should. One could argue you got bigger problems once you find a blown fuse. Okay, but at least you know you're in the right direction, and that's what that did. So I had to go through a bad time, a hard time. In other words, test drive, get stranded. The guy I sent on the test drive got stranded. He called me, hey, this car quit. And the fuse that you told me to put in it popped right away. Okay, so I get over there with some extra fuse and pop those. I got a handful of popped fuse that I stole out of the fuse box for other things. That's a mess. But at the end of the day, I found a problem. I'm going to fix the problem. I'm going to put all this back together and charge accordingly. All right? Yes, I haven't decided what I'm going to charge. But it's not gonna be cheap. I'm sorry. Hey, don't bring it. Please don't bring it. Okay. Imagine if this ended up in the wrong hands. Okay. Yes. Again, somebody could have easily put a fuse in there and gave it back to the customer. We fixed it. We found a problem, blown fuse. Let me stop dwelling on that, because my pride is at stake. I can't just with good conscience get his customer his car back with a good fuse and tell him it's fixed. So I found a problem. I'm gonna fix the problem, put all this back together, and I'm done. Alrighty, guys, so here's the deal. I'm pretty transparent with you guys. All right, here's what I'm going to do, or here's what I think I'm going to do, but let me show y'all what I'm up against, and it's gonna be a last minute decision by the mechanic. Okay, in this case me, in your case you. Now y'all see right here the brown and orange wire. That is the same color, like I said earlier, as it was a coil. Is this coil? Yeah, this coil connector. It's the same one that popped in the fuse. So this harness go all the way up through here. Here's where it was touching right there. Now, the decision you're gonna have to make is whether you go in there. As you can see, like I say, load test from here, point A to point B. If that wire able to carry the necessary current flow through the circuit, there's no reason. In other words, there wasn't no strands broken. It was just touching. Pop, and the fuse will pop. So take a good look at that. Now you come to the conclusion whether you want to dig that wire out of there, cut one end, splice your new end together, or simply take some wire coupling, cover that up real good, reroute this harness the proper way. It wasn't routed right in the first place, and call it a day. That is a last minute decision by you guys. All right, whoever, like I say, was back here, cousin Pookie back here last. Like I say, guys, last minute decision. All right, and it's not digging that wire out of this coupling. I don't want to disrupt this, because this is what's used to connect to this and hold it in place. So this is all on you guys. It's a last minute decision, or a decision by the mechanic. I mean, the mechanic goal is to make sure the car is fixed. Okay, how you go by that, it's all on you, the mechanic. Sure, there's a right way to do things and a wrong way to do things. There's a judgmental way to do things. There's a proper way to do things. All right, all of that's gonna be riding on you and your shoulders and your instincts or your soul or whatever you want to call it. Okay, as long as the customer leave out of here with a fixed car, how you go about it is on you, is my whole point in this little clip right here. So I'm gonna turn this camera off and decide at the very last minute which way I'm gonna go, and a lot to ride on how much time I got. So let me go talk to somebody and see how big a rush there is, because if he really wants this truck back, we'll just see. I'll put in the comment section exactly what I did. I'm transparent. I don't care as far as like I say, my goal is to fix the freaking car. All right, first goal is to find out what's wrong with the car. We passed that hurdle, right? Y'all see what I went through. This car went on the test drive, it broke down on me, we had to go get it, blah blah. Oh, it's a big mess. Now that I found it, which was the biggest hurdle, some of you guys gonna be in the comment section. I can predict this now. That's all of what's wrong with it, man. It's just fix it. Fixing a car is a third of the overall process. Finding out what's wrong with the car is your biggest freaking hurdle, guys. Okay, that's your biggest hurdle. All right, you can find out. It can take you 5 hours to find out a noise came from a strut mount, but a strut mount repair take 15 minutes. Okay, are you going to criticize somebody? Yeah, there's no pleasing some of you guys. All right, so I'm gonna turn this camera off, go get a glass of water, go look at a video on YouTube, relax, and then come back and figure out what I'm gonna do. But the video will already be over. All right, so I'll let y'all know in the comment section. I gotta go, man. That's all I have. Thanks for watching.